Welcome to the Blocktober 2020 Teletext stream.
Hey, excellent.
You can probably hear Dan and David clapping
The two
away. I
Ds.
hope.
Let's introduce ourselves. So, I think Dan can go first.
Yes, I'm the first half of the double D combination, Dan, and I'm a teletext artist type person. That's it.
Yes, I'm David Walford, and I'm the fallback guy who just nags the people who can do the useful stuff to get together at the right times.
And I'm Alistair,
you-
or
And
ZX
that
Guest,
means-
obviously. So, welcome
Yes, who's
to
at mission
however many
control.
people are watching.
Do we know how many people are watching? I'm going to get the chat up. Let's see.
5 viewers,
At
apparently.
least 3.
Oh, hey, hello.
Hello, everybody. Yes, and we'd love to have your comments because we're going to run out of ideas ourselves quite soon.
Hopefully
Hey,
people
And we're
tell us whether they
watching
can hear everybody, or whether the video's terrible, or...
I can see Alistair on the screen. Wow, this looks fantastic.
Yes, yeah, it looks very posh when it moves, but don't worry, that's just my connection buffering.
Yeah, Mr.
Yes.
Necro,
Yes, thank you.
cheers. Is Mr. Necro an admin for the chat? He's got the little crown icon.
That's means he's got Prime or something, doesn't it?
I'm not sure.
It's a
I don't
Twitch
know
thing.
anything. I know nothing.
Well, I think he can be the king of the chat for tonight.
Well, thank you for joining us,
Also
Mr.
the only
Necro.
person.
For now. I'm sure more people will join as we go along. So, what do we have planned for tonight, chaps?
Okay, so this is, partly to launch our art competition and partly to do a few teasers and a bit of an introduction to our big weekend starting on the 24th of October. So, shall we start with Monstober then?
Yes, please. That would be good.
Okay, I hope Alistair's keeping up with the images because he's still buffering for me. So, we had a bit more of an art contest back in May this year when, due to an unfortunate pandemic, we were unable to meet in real life, so we decided to do this online instead. Now, I think you'll see on the stream there's a link to the Chunkytext service, and that's where you can upload your teletext art. We'd like to see any of your teletext art, especially from newcomers. Just don't forget to put your details in the description so we know who you are. But in terms of a contest with fabulous non-existent prizes, we've just reduced it to 1 this year, and the challenge term, decided by our previous winner, Fidian Genial, is Monstober. Perhaps Dan can tell us about some of the earlier teletext art contests, going back to 2016, I think.
Let's see. When was the first time we actually did a contest? We've done lots
Or
of...
2017.
Yeah, we've done lots of events where we had people make teletext art, but I think the first time that we judged it was in 2016, yeah, for the Cambridge Block Party, which was a great event. Alistair was there, I think, and... Or was he? That might have been the second one. But
2017, I think.
sorry, yeah, it would have been the 2017 one, when we did all sorts of teletext art competitions,
Yes.
organised by Simon Rawls, a little legend of the teletext community, and the person who birthed the EditCF online teletext editor. which we're still using today to a great extent. He's gone a little bit quiet now, Simon, but he was the one that was organising all the art comp stuff. And we did Teletext Exquisite Corpse, which was fun, and I want to do some more of that in the future. It's sort of evolved into the online experience we've got now, the online collaborative stuff we do, like with the Blockdown party in April. But yeah, it was like musical chairs where we set up a number of computers with the teletext editor, and you had 5 minutes to continue the artwork, then you had to switch chairs. So that was really fun. Yeah, you can see all the outcomes of that. I think if you just search for Block Party 2017, Teletext Block Party, Cambridge 2017, I've got a massive photo album on Flickr that you can see them all.
I've nicked a few pictures from there, so Alistair
Yeah.
might pop them up on screen. So
That sounds
so there was Swan and
complicated.
Pineapple. That was one of the challenges. Swan and Pineapple.
Swan Pineapple.
Bicycle race. Yep. Bicycle race was another one in 2017.
We had 30 minutes for that one. I think
Yes.
Horsenberger won with a fantastic rendition of the single cover or the album cover for Queen's Bicycle Race.
Yes, I picked a different picture to illustrate that contest because Horsenberger seems to win everything.
Yeah, unfortunately. Right, so I'm just going to log into Twitch here, so bear with me 1 second.
Yes, and then in 2018 the challenge was Halloween and Parrot and Robot, which again was won by Horsenberger. But Monstober, it's not a 30-minute challenge. You have about 3 weeks. I should know the closing date because I set it myself. Closing date 8 AM Greenwich Mean Time on the 23rd of October. So you've got plenty of time to have a go. And perhaps some people have already put a few entries in there, so perhaps we'll be having a look on Chunkytext later. We're also planning to do a live teletext drawing, which is always good fun. And perhaps at the end of that, we'll be able to show you how to upload your own work to Chunkytext, which is quite easy when you know how.
Yes, can I just say there have been some fantastic entries already to the Block Party server, which you might see actually pop up on screen pretty soon. But we've had maybe a dozen submissions, perhaps even more than that. If you don't include the ones that I did, there's about a dozen maybe.
Yeah, so I think as organisers aren't allowed to win, that's not really fair. So
well, we can still enter though.
Yep, we just get disqualified for arbitrary reasons.
We make up
After
a
the
new
voting's done.
Yeah, we make up a new reason for our disqualification each time.
Yep.
One of us was caught naked on the high street. I was ruled out last year due to that again.
Well, as long as you're wearing a mask. Or two, just to be decent.
Double safe, yeah. I'm not going to ask where you should be wearing the second mask, but there you go.
Okay, right. Alistair's kindly flicking through Chunkytext now, on page 202, I think. Are you seeing page 202 as well, Dan?
I'm up to page
I
203.
think you're a few seconds behind on the stream, but that's to be expected.
Okay. Yep, it's handy to always handy to have the teletext block in the top right corner, so I know exactly how far behind I am. So,
did you say the first artwork that we saw was yours, David?
Oh, the security access tuner.
Yep.
201. Yes, that's from Alien Isolation. Probably one of my favourite games lately. Been out a good while, but it's got a lot of retro tech in there, or retro-styled futuristic tech with seeks and communications.
Any teletext?
Not quite teletext, but that kind of resolution. Big buttons, heavy control panels, malfunctioning robots who politely bash your head in if they catch you.
Sounds exactly like teletext then. The teletext bots will come to get you.
Yeah, except you've probably got more time to get away, depending on how many pages are on the carousel. Okay, you should be able to hear me better now.
A little bit, yeah, actually. There's a bit of hiss.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
by the way, sorry.
There was a compromise between...
Ignore page 206. Ignore what's going on there. I never finished it.
Okay, it did
Well,
look
we've
like
got a
someone
month to
who'd been
finish
caught
it.
in a compromising situation.
That's supposed to be one of Jeff Minter's sheep.
Ah, it had a Raquel Mars look to it, that one.
Or did you think it was Raquel's?
Yes, it's got that brutalist style, the 45-degree lines. Bit of a influence rubbing off there, maybe?
Absolutely. I'm just ripping off Raquel's stuff completely now.
Not a rip-off, just a bit of a style.
Inspiration.
Style bleeding in.
Borrowed the style.
Ah, yes, but the background, yes, that's very Grid Runner.
Well, it was supposed to be a bit like Jeff Minter's games, but having not played one of them for a while, I guess I forgot what they looked like.
You were quite close, I'd say.
So this one's yours, isn't it, David?
Yes, it's back from the last one. It's a Spirit of Dark and Lonely Water back again.
Is that a digitizer thing?
No, public information film thing.
Ah. Oh, the thing is, you probably told me last time, but I've forgotten since then. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. It's not really the way that goes swimming at the moment anyway, and I understand you're under some extra restrictions in Wigan at the moment.
Are we? I don't
I
know.
thought you were.
About
Okay.
swimming?
Generally about meeting, going to pubs, walking down the street naked in groups of more than 6.
Oh, that's still legal in Wigan.
You found the invisible Ferrari yet?
No, but I saw some guy making love to a pillar box.
Oh,
As long as
This one's all mine.
as long as you've got a mask, it's fine.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
we'll be we'll be reserving our naughtiness for some of it anyway, for the Teletext After Dark session.
Sorry. So yeah, Alistair, you won one of the categories last year, or last time out, didn't you? With your, what was it, tractor?
Yeah, a Massey Ferguson 35 tractor.
It was an excellent specimen, I thought.
Very nice of you to say so.
No wonder it won. It was wonderful. Yeah, it got a lot of positive reaction in the chat, that one, I remember.
I always feel a bit guilty everyone else is doing proper artworks and I'm just tracing photos and putting pretty colours on them as a gimmick.
Well, you didn't need to tell everybody you were tracing, because, I mean, it's a legitimate style in teletext.
Well, I do have half an admission to make.
Oh yeah?
Some of the Teletext After Dark logo might be traced off a still from a video.
Oh yeah? What video?
Well, that's only half. You've got to work out what the video might be.
Oh, that's the real challenge of Blocktober. By the way, this is a wonderful artwork by Fidian. And if you look at his can there, his can of Monster, it actually says Monstober on it.
Oh yes, that's the Monster Energy drink, I think.
I think Fidian Genial has been one of the great teletext finds of this year. His artwork has progressed from just sort of pottering around beginner type stuff to top tier teletext level stuff. Level 3 teletext, if you will. Except it isn't. So, Mr. Necro says, "Hey, now at least you can actually do artwork. I can't do anything of the likes." Well,
Says
I think
the
if you
prolific musician.
Oh, you're a musician,
He's got
Necro.
more musical ability in his little finger than I've got in my whole body, so I don't think he can really do himself down too much on the artistic side of things.
Do you do tracker stuff, Mr. Necro? Is it old Commodore 64 stuff or specky chiptune stuff? Because I'd like to hear it. So what have we got?
A bit of royalty-free music in the style of CFAX Easy Listening, so we don't get copyright strikes whenever we fill in.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Well, usually they'd get paid about 50 quid an hour to do that stuff, but you know, for our sake.
Yeah, what's our budget? Measured in pence, I think, for this one.
75 pence and a packet of Rolos, isn't it, usually?
Yeah, well, that's inflation for you.
Most of the Rolos have been eaten now.
Yes, I have got some treat-sized bags of Haribo in, just in case anyone comes around to collect their winnings from the art competition.
Oh yeah, a bit of an upgrade from last time, isn't it? with the prize.
Yeah, the jars of Wigan Air, they're a bit contaminated this year, so.
In 2018, we had French fancies on offer, but yeah, I think they were all eaten by the end. I was going to say, people didn't take them. Well, that would have been a wonderful prize for the art contest.
Might be a bit mouldy by now.
Oh.
Yeah, they've been in my cupboard. Necro has responded.
Popped in as well.
Hello, Peter.
Peter, who does clever things with Raspberry Pis to make them your very own teletext service on a real television.
Yeah, he's Mr. Kwan, if you haven't been acquainted with him yet, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we can credit him, at least in part, for the return of teletext art. Just this week, for National Teletext Day, or I think it was last week actually, Peter posted a picture of a very early version of TFX, which allows you to hook up a Raspberry Pi to your television, and you can view teletext just as you would have done in the 90s and 80s. But yeah, last week he posted a picture of the prototype version of that from 2010, with some of Raquel Meyer's artwork on there. So you could say that he was at the forefront of the teletext art revolution.
Yes, and he's been on television.
And the radio. Some of that stuff is on YouTube, if you want to look it up. In fact, it's all on YouTube.
Yep.
I was making an effort to archive. Oh, look at that! That's wonderful artwork. Sorry, I just got really sidetracked there by that. Is that Fidian? Oh, I love that. On 220.
220.
Yeah, with the sun and the Blade Runner style outrun thingy.
That's from Marco.
I was going to put it down for Pixel Blip, so there we go.
So what was I saying then? Oh yeah, um, every time that teletext appears on the radio in some form, I try and make an effort to record it from the internet, from iPlayer, for posterity. And up until early this year, I was uploading them all to YouTube. So I think there is a playlist if you want to hear every time that Peter Kay was on the radio, as in Peter Kwan.
Okay. Shall we move on a bit to say what's coming up on the big weekend, hopefully?
Okay.
Alistair feared that we just spend the entire event just looking at pages from Chunkytext, which we can do at the same time, but just to move things on a little bit, I understand, Dan, that you'll be opening on the 24th of October at 10 in the morning with the Teletext podcast live.
Yes, this is something we were going to do last year, but Carl wasn't available. So instead we sort of talked to Twitch, or sorry, Discord chat, which in the end was really quite interesting. This time we're gonna, well, I'm not going to spoil what it's going to be because we still have to confirm it, or what is happening when, but I know for certain that we're going to do something with Digitizer for one slot with Chris Bell, and separately we're going to have some chat about teletext recovery and restoration. That might be looking favourite for the morning session, I think. And I think that's all we have planned up to now. Is that correct? That's all I have planned up to now.
Leave it at lots of surprises planned.
Yeah.
Lots of surprises to be planned. And then we've got the afternoon block when we'll be having a double header of Chris Superpage 58 Bell and Steve Horsley, aka Horsenberger. So the former runs Superpage 58, as you might have guessed. The Digitizer, as it appeared on Teletext, the Digitizer archive, basically. Ably assisted by a small army of people who recover the pages from VHS tapes.
Yeah, they all do wonderful. Go on.
Sorry. I'm just quite excited by the prospect that some old episodes of Digitizer might be recovered from a Babylon 5 recording.
Ah.
Yes. It was done on Amigas, you know.
Was it? No
Yes.
teletext. What a shame, no teletext.
No, I think Chris will explain about the whole Babylon 5 Amiga situation when it comes around to Digitizer, so...
Don't you mean Gamma 5? Have I given away too much by saying Gamma 5?
7, isn't it?
I think it was Gamma 7.
Oh, was it? Okay.
But we'll pretend that you've given away a great secret there, just to get people to tune in.
The great secrets of Digitizer. Archived forever.
Yes, the everything Mr. Biffo forgot drawing.
And he now regrets it all popping up again.
Yes. Oh, Alistair's showing off his new toys on Chunkytext.
Well, look at that.
Yes, live video.
So how was this made?
This is down to a new project by BBC Basic Bot on Twitter. It's a web page that you can put in any video file and it'll convert it to teletext graphics. And I've written some little bit of script that takes the data file it produces and mixes that in with a teletext signal. So this is actually running at the same time as 3 or 4 teletext pages explaining the how the system works, and that's on. If you go to my online viewer. That's on Channel 5. If you want to see that and prove that it's real teletext. Well, the real proof would be to see it on a CRT, but a bit heavy and cumbersome dragging here.
Does that mean they could have actually broadcast video on teletext back in the day, if they were mad enough?
Yeah. The only problem is that it's using every video line available in the VBI, and for every 2 fields, there's 3 lines left over for the normal teletext signal. Everything else is being used up by the video, so it's not terribly efficient.
Well, I suppose if we drop the frame rate a bit,
that's at 25 frames a second, so it's a trade-off. Obviously, if you lower the frame rate, you get more lines back for the teletext pages. But still, seems a bit pointless when you're transmitting it alongside a 625 line standard definition video signal with as many colours as you like.
Well, it means you can have a second viewpoint on the red button service.
Alternate camera angle for the football.
Yeah.
Well, it does mean that we can make teletext video now a lot easier than we could before. I believe the previous method would be to use a BBC Micro and a specific piece of software, which is pretty good, but I think this takes it to the next level.
Yeah, well, maybe we're having a look at that later on the big weekend. Because if we start playing now, we'll be here all night. So,
I mean, this is mesmerizing. You could sit here and watch this all night. Oh, I'm being hypnotized.
The hardest part, as you can imagine, was adjusting the file it generated to get a perfect loop.
Yes, I think you've done a little extra work there because the video converter only works in monochrome. I
was wondering if you would notice the text at the bottom was rather jittery. As you know, part of the conversion, it's taking averages and so on, so it was shaking around a bit, and of course it was also in yellow. So I opened up one of the frames of the file in the editor and edited the shapes a bit, and I thought, well, while I'm here I may as well change the colour, and then I just had to paste that back into the binary file 700 or so times.
Yeah, automated.
Well, it gave me something to do this afternoon while I was to take my mind off the fact that the stream was coming up.
Oh,
okay,
while you were eating your toast.
It's a bit early for hot toast, I'm afraid, Dan.
Hot buttered toast, yeah. Hey.
Yeah. More on that in the after dark session.
Yes. Is there going to be some of that tonight, or what?
I think we'll just see where the drawing takes us tonight. Bob Ross style, but probably with less trees.
Did we go over the rest of the stuff that we've got planned for the stream on the 24th?
I'll pick up where we left off. So we'll be having Chris Bell on for bits from Digitizer and Superpage 58 starting in the afternoon, and then Steve Horsley will be joining us to do one of his live teletext drawings.
Oh, cool.
Always good fun, if a bit dispiriting to watch. He can do in half an hour what takes me a couple of days, so
yeah,
quite something to see. So,
I can vouch for that.
Yes, he's actually branched out a bit lately. He's been doing a bit more traditional drawings, some of his favourite horror characters, one every day for October. So he should he'll ace Monstober if he puts his mind to it.
Oh, he doesn't even need to put his mind to it. He just knocks something out in 5 minutes with his eyes closed and wins. He's got so much talent in his little finger, as Alistair mentioned earlier.
Yep, so maybe we'll just invite his little finger on so we don't get overwhelmed with... Slow him down a bit.
It should slow him down if he can only use the little finger. Maybe the little finger on both hands, so he can do cursors with the right little finger and sixels with the left little finger.
What about blindfold teletext art? Have you ever seen the blindfolded speedruns that people do of Super Mario Brothers? Well, we should make Steve do one of those, but with teletext.
I think he'd probably cope fairly well with that. He's probably count the taps and know which row and column he's in. But we'll find out. We've booked him for an hour, so about 5 minutes to do a drawing, so plenty of time to come up with some challenges.
We booked him for an hour.
Yeah. And the other thing we'll be doing in the afternoon is having a look at all the viewer submissions to Chunkytext, because that's one of the best bits of Block Party. Helps to get everyone's work together, newcomers and veterans alike.
Yes, and we'll be quicker about it this time round. Last time we had a 4-hour stream and then another 2-hour stream to go over the artwork. We'll try and be a bit more succinct this time.
Almost organised this time.
Yes, that's the plan.
Going into it with a plan.
A plan? What's one of those, eh?
Yes, it's the thing I knocked out in 10 minutes that you picked up 5 minutes before this broadcast started, so... So yes, all your drawings are welcome on Chunkytext, but please remember to sign your work in the description field, because that makes our job a lot easier when we're reviewing them.
Yes.
Because we like to know who's done the work. Otherwise we say, oh, that's probably Horsenberger.
Yes, it always helps.
Yeah.
And there's a little box in the top right corner that says description. And if you're entering for Monstober, please just write Monstober on your name. And any other artworks, just put your name in there so we'll know who made what. Cheers.
And I think you can edit the description later, so if you change your mind about which is your main Monstober entry, that's fine, just go and tweak the description.
Okay.
If we get multiple ones, we'll work something out. So we have a rather flexible approach to the rules when it comes to the competition.
Yeah, so please do enter stuff for the art competition. Don't be afraid. I'm not sure if we're going to have different categories this year, are we? But
no, it was... Well, this has actually blown up a bit. I thought this was going to be a little one afternoon gathering, but I think people have got a bit of pent-up demand for a full-on weekend, so I'm afraid there's Monstober is going to be the only official category. But part of the thinking about doing it that way is we've got more time to do a general showcase, so you don't need to worry about competition in that sense. It's just a bit of fun and just a chance to see different styles as well.
yeah, above all, it'll be fun. Come on, it'll be fun!
As Peter's pointing out in the chat, don't forget the disclaimer, sorry but we can't return any of the artwork you send us.
And why not? We can send it digitally. We can send it back to them via TFAX.
If you would like to receive an information sheet, send a stamp-addressed envelope to Blocktober headquarters, PO Box, Dan's house.
Yeah, I think we should have a teletext towers instead. And a slight error of sophistication.
Are we going to get a PO box?
Chunkytext.
Yeah, they're not cheap, I'm afraid. We could actually get some real competition prizes for the price of a PO box.
Yeah, we could, couldn't we? We'd have to make them digital prizes, wouldn't we? due to COVID.
A year's subscription to the Teletext editor.
Yeah. A year's subscription to Digitizer.
Yes, we will be having a little bit more Digitizer content on the 24th in the evening session, Teletext After Dark, and Chris Bell will be rejoining us with some of his naughtiest Digitizer discoveries that slipped past the sub-editors.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, I thought you might be, because
Hey.
after your chat line special in May this year.
Oh yes. Look forward to much more of that.
Oh dear. Well, it's what brought the money in along with holidays.
Yep. Teletext porn keeps Teletext going.
Have you made anything yourself of that nature, Dan?
Not for any commercial services. I've not made any really naughty teletext art yet, although that should change, shouldn't it, really?
Yeah. It's okay. They'll be hidden behind reveals, so all tastefully done.
Only revealing certain parts of the body. So yeah, on the subject of that, I wish we knew who actually made the teletext chatline art from Europe, because it seems that a lot of the services have a massive back collection of old artwork that lots and lots of different artists might have done over the years, which they reuse, and now and again you can see it pop up again. It's really quite interesting. Some of it is back from the year 2000, when a guy called Dragon Espenscheid archived a whole load of the chatline artworks, and you can look that up online because he's been extensively covered in lots of different media articles about his little teletext porn collection. But as I said, yeah, some of that stuff still gets shown. They reuse it.
Yes, it's Big Haddy in the Twitch chat. That seems to have been one of his early illicit thrills.
Yeah, in certain countries that's what teletext is known for. It might be pixel palm trees here, but in Germany and Austria and certain other countries, it's different types of palm trees, if that even is a valid innuendo, which
but
I don't think
all
it
still
is.
Pixelated, so that's fine.
Oh yeah.
Don't get too excited. It's
just like Horsenberger says, he never actually drew any bikinis or swimsuits on anybody because it was all in silhouette. There were naked people on teletext all the time, hidden in plain sight. On CFAX holidays. Right.
yes, so that's all that's happening on the 24th. But so Saturdays, if Saturday's a noisy day, Sunday's the quieter, the gentler day, when we opening in the morning with a Teletext Recovery and Restoration special. Perhaps Alistair can give us a teaser for that.
Well, hopefully Jason Robertson will be around to do his little talk about teletext recovery. And then I've promised I'll do a quick demonstration of how I go about restoring pages to make sure they match the checksums that were broadcast, and so we know that what we're archiving is correct.
Yeah, because Jason Robertson runs the Teletext archive. If Super Page 58, if that specialises on Digitizer, Jason Robertson archives absolutely everything that was broadcast on Teletext. And indexes it by date as well, which is very handy for searching, so it's like you were there at the time. So yes, that
Yeah.
should be a nice combination to kick off the morning.
Jason
And-
did sorry, can I just jump in?
Yeah, sure.
Jason did a fantastic teletext recovery panel back in 2017 at Cambridge, and since then we've uncovered so much more. So imagine how exciting that is going to be.
Yep, it's in May this year. It was a bit of an artist's takeover, really. So it's nice to give the technology a bit of room to shine as well.
Yeah.
That's the plan for Sunday.
One of the most fascinating... Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I was just going to say one of the most fascinating elements of teletext is the recovery. Sorry.
Oh, yes. Then in the afternoon, it's the miscellaneous technology block, which is rather empty at the moment. But if anyone remembers Chunky Fringe, the event which opportunistically tagged along to Digitize Alive and somehow worked out, it's a bit like that, but at a distance rather than in person. It's a chance to bring your personal tech passion projects with no particular regard for if anyone will be listening, and just see who does tune in.
Excellent. And all that's going to be broadcast here on Twitch, yeah? On ZX Guess's channel?
Yep, that's the plan. So we've got a plan for the morning session with Alistair and Jason, but the afternoon is open to everyone. So if you get in touch, details on any of the links on the stream there, then we can make a spot for you for whatever old technology gets you going.
Okay, so
me and Alistair will talk about old ZX Spectrum games for several hours, and you don't want that, so do come forward.
We'll have to do an Amstrad CPC thing to balance things out. Just me talking about Bridget for an hour. I'll do that, by the way, if you want me to.
Well, we'll probably join you because it's still a Z80 processor in there, and it's similar tech, just a few more colours. Pretty
much, but better.
Well, when the games are written specifically for it, yes. Also features a lot of terrible ZX Spectrum ports that just run slower.
Bugaboo the Flea.
Well,
also named
Count Duckula 2 probably being the worst example. Oh, that'd be a good one for the Spooktacular broadcast on the 31st of October. That would be genuinely horrifying. Attempting to play Count Duckula 2 on the CPC.
I've played that. It's a lot of fun. Yes. No, it isn't. It's garbage. Sorry, to move things on a sec.
So I've not moved on from it, and it was in 1989. So yes, the screen update speed. It's okay. A Teletext carousel doesn't quite outrun it, but it's quite close.
Okay. So if you hooked that up to a Raspberry Pi, you could play this video on your TV. And it wouldn't blow up. The Raspberry Pi wouldn't just fry, would it? Due to all the power being sent to it, or being sent to the television. I'm afraid my TV might blow up. Just like your parents would say to you as a kid, "Don't keep the TV on too long or it'll blow up." Oh, that's what they said to me anyway.
Were you playing Count Duckula 2 at the time?
Yes. On the green screen monitor. And it did blow up in the end, my green screen monitor.
Funny that. I had a PCW, well, it's an integrated monitor, but a similar Amstrad device with a green screen. Puff of the magic smoke, and it didn't work again.
Oh, they're wonderful, aren't they? Those monitors.
Yes, must have been an Amstrad thing.
Yeah. Good old Alan Sugar.
Yes.
Right. So sorry. Big Heddy asked about demos. Yeah, as he's seen on YouTube, there are a few cool demos. Let me think. CRTC, I believe it was, did one using the BBC Micro Teletext software, and it's got lots of images of chessboards and pans boiling on hobs and things like that. That's worth a look. That's one of the older ones. You've probably seen the Paraguay one as well, Heddy, which was produced for the 50th anniversary of Teletext, something like that. 40th, sorry. We're not quite at the 50th yet, are we? But, yep, that was released in an actual demo comp, and that was excellent. That's had quite a few views on YouTube. And don't forget the Bad Apple demo done by Teletext R, not affiliated with the Teletext R podcast.
Or was it Bit Shifters? I think it was Bit Shifters.
Yes, that's right, I think. With some help from Horsenberger.
Yeah, so another Simon Rawls involvement there in the Bad Apple demo.
Yeah, I hope Simon could join us on the 24th and the 25th. Maybe he could talk a little bit more about That's something we could do, actually. Get somebody on to talk about the Teletext demo that they've done. Maybe Kieran, who was part of the Bit Shifters thingy. Yeah, we'll see what he's doing.
Well, we have got something pushing the boundaries of Teletext to show. Just in the Discord, who's popped into the Block Party channel, we have Sarah Burgess, hello there, and we have Chipfork as well. And on page 127, with a little help from Alistair, Chipfork's made a game.
Should be loading any moment.
Yes.
So we're going to see the game, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Kind of a choose your own adventure style game, like the Awful Adventure on Chunkytext and the Nightmare games on Teletext. But this one, Chipfork's come up with the novel idea of making it based on a coin toss.
Okay.
I think the original idea was that you would grab a coin and that would tell you which page number to go to. But of course, me being me, I said, I have an idea. I could add something clever to your game. So it's set up to automatically toss the coin for you when you press the red fast text key. So if you'd like to choose a fighter, Dan, do you want to be the rabbit on both ends or the demon snail guy?
The rabbit, please.
Okay, so you're hoping for the coin to come up heads. So I'll press the red fast text key, and here we get the first screen. And you see there's health bars at the top of the screen, and tells you what's going on. So I'll toss the coin.
Yeah, and I do suggest that our viewers try to play along at home on Chunkytext, because you will almost certainly get a different result when you press red, just to prove it is random.
So there you go. You've got the first hit in there, Dan.
Yes. So what's that, a dragon punch or something, Dan?
Well, it says rabbit on both ends attempts to use his trident to pop demon snail guy out of his shell.
Look at that artwork.
And
that's great.
You can see the demon snail guy's lost some health on the health bar at the top.
The wonderful piece of artwork.
Now I've tossed the coin again, and they've stopped to smash in a parked car. Another coin toss.
Be City Fighter on the top station already.
I love how he's made this game into a little story. He's like a wizard snail. Oh.
It's a pretty even match. Toss the coin again.
Come on, rabbit. I'm winning.
Oh, bad luck there, Dan. Just at the last moment, Snail Guy eventually got the upper hand.
How did that happen?
Well, it all comes down to a toss of a coin.
A one-hit KO.
I could press cyan for another game. Whoops. Oh, what have I done there?
We are experiencing technical difficulties.
Turns out that the shortcut key for cyan is B, so I don't know. I figured that one out, but there we go.
Blue.
Is somebody else going to have a go this time?
Yes, does David want to go?
Oh, this is brilliant.
I'm about 2 scenes behind on the stream, so...
Do you want to be the rabbit or the demon snail guy?
Oh, it'd be nice to have the demon snail guy.
Okay.
I was thinking we might need a little bug fix for version 1.1.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be blue to play again rather than cyan, because there's no cyan button on the remote.
I think you'll find there is. If you read the teletext specification, the fast text keys are red, green, yellow and cyan.
So I thought it was always blue.
So you're being the snail guy, so I'll toss the coin and we'll see how the coin falls this time. Okay, so this time you've got a hit on the rabbit on both ends with a flying kick from inside your snail shell. I'll toss the coin again.
Okay, there's quite a disconnect between pressing the buttons and seeing the results for me, but it's still better than the City Fighter in that respect.
Now we're kicking the car again.
It's like listening to boxing on the radio for me.
Yeah.
Is it some sort of demon snail? Or a
That's
wizard
what it says,
or what?
demon snail guy.
Oh, right.
You have to ask,
okay.
ask Chipfoot for explanations, I'm afraid.
Demon snail guy. Why a rabbit on both ends?
Again, you'd have to ask Chipfoot.
Double-headed rabbit.
Bit Hieronymus Bosch fighter.
Big Haddy in chat says that we should do, or somebody should do, the Monster Dungeon in Teletext, whatever it's called.
Unfortunately, David, rabbit on both ends has won this time. So you picked the wrong horse there.
Oh, so it truly is random.
It certainly is.
Could we... Go on.
No, you go ahead.
Deep Space says,
What?
Thank you for keeping Teletext technology, history and culture alive. You may retract that comment after seeing our collaborative drawing later on, but thanks for that.
Exactly. So can this be developed, this concept of picking a random page? Is it picking a random page from Teletext?
Yeah, it's choosing. Well, the trick is that the fast text, the key, when the page loads, each page is actually a carousel of 2 pages, but the contents of the page are identical. All that differs is where the fast text link goes. So you've no way of knowing when you press the red fast text button whether it's taking you to the heads wins page or the tails wins page. So technically speaking, there is a way of cheating, but I'll leave that up to people to figure out.
Yes, that's a second mystery.
It's more complicated than cheating at Bamboozle.
Could you have more than 2 subpages, so it takes you to, say, 1 of 5 subpages?
You could do a dice roll with 6 different sub-pages.
Outcomes, yeah.
Anything like that, really. But of course, you've got to remember that, like any teletext adventure game, the more branching paths you have, the more pages it uses, sort of exponentially many. So if you make it too complicated, you very quickly run out of pages.
Right.
Especially if you're streaming video with other pages
Yes.
at the same time.
Maybe not two gimmicky projects at the same time.
Well, you could have it like levels of a dungeon, so everything resets when you get to level 2, if you know what I mean. So page 100 to 200 certainly. Could be.
Yes, that was the nightmare technique.
And
yes,
every level was separated so that if they didn't make it past level 1, they didn't waste level 2 and 3.
You have a couple of ways to win and lots of ways to die. Is the
yes.
Keep your tree well pruned.
Did you know on Nightmare, just going off on a tangent, in the first series they had complete quests written out. So if somebody died on the second screen, they would have to scrap the whole rest of the quest that they've spent time and effort writing out and scripting and briefing the actors about. So after that, like I mentioned, they went to self-contained levels, so the stories were individual to a level. So that reminds me a lot of what would be happening here if you were to have a big text adventure.
Yeah. Do you have the same book, The Art of Nightmare, Dan?
I do, yes.
Yes, because that explains that very thing. That's by David Rowe, who did all the background paintings. A lot of airbrushed work there. A little bit of Quantel computer wizardry to relight the scenes when it came to the production, so he drew them with fairly flat, even lighting before that stage. And yes, he was, before that, and carrying on from that, he was doing the art for 8-bit cover games on the Spectrum and the Amstrad, that sort of era. And that was how he actually got the job with the backgrounds. I think it was Tim Childs. Tim Child, the producer, came up with the idea of Nightmare. He was looking at the graphics on the Spectrum, didn't care much for the graphics, but really liked the person who was doing the cover artwork instead, so that's how he got the gig, more or less.
Yep, a lot of fantastic artwork and technology went into Nightmare on the Quiet, and I think it should be remembered more than it is for being quite revolutionary in a way. So it's bringing the video game to a TV show, I think. Sort of half role-playing, half video game.
Yes, it was inspired as well by Attic Attack, by, at the time, Ultimate Play the Game, who are now Rare. Yes, the Life Force meter in particular was inspired by Attic Attack there. And
then later on they changed it to a pie.
Yeah, that's less said about that, the better, really. Chip Fork has explained that the rabbits and people in snail shells, that's from medieval manuscript art, so...
okay.
I think the clue's in the title, Medieval Manuscript Fighter Turbo Edition, so...
Well, there you go. We've learned something today on the stream.
Yes.
On the Blocktober stream. Yeah, cheers, Chipfork, and hi, Sarah, and Ali1234. Hello. I think that's you, Alistair Buxton, isn't it? The Teletext Recovery and Teletext Raspberry Pi Pioneer? Or I can't remember which. I can never remember which. Oh dear. Alistair, you should come on the show one day, and we'll have a chat with you on the stream.
Plan on Sunday afternoon as well. That's if you want to get deep into any technology.
Yeah. So is it a little bit like Teletext or Technology Open Mic Night?
Yeah, it's any old tech, really.
Can we have ukuleles?
No.
Ukulele's a band.
Ukuleles in moderation, please.
Yes. We'll have to alert people when the ukulele playing is happening. Just warn you in advance that the next 5 minutes may contain ukuleles.
Yeah, that signal George Formby's teeth.
George Formby. Big Hattie says ukuleles are fine, just don't whistle and clap at the same time. He's down for ukes, he says.
Okay, that was the other thing Alistair was dreading, spending the whole time looking through pages from Chunkytext and the audio descending into another ukulele jam session. So we can have the ukuleles at some point, but it's a bit soon to get started on that, really.
The trouble with ukulele jam is that the strings get caught in your teeth.
Hey, that's brilliant. How long have you been planning that one, Alistair? You've been saving that up.
Saving that since March, you think?
Yeah.
It's matured of age, I think, that one.
The problem with the ukulele, the other problem with the ukulele jam session.
I've got it. I didn't want to call the 31st a spooktacular, so it can be a spookulele.
Spookulele. That's brilliant.
Right.
He's writing it down.
Yes, I'm planning ahead. Well, I keep forgetting how to spell ukulele as well.
Is it ukulele? Because I always spell it ukulele. Ukulele.
I've got three weeks to get it right. So.
Well, Peter K asks, when is the ukulele jam session?
31st of October, I think that's set. It's a terrifying prospect for some people, so that's the time to do it on the 31st.
Good night, Good night, Deep Space. Cheers for joining, and cheers for the praise and the teletext stuff. Hopefully see you for the actual block party. But yeah, I wish we could do a proper ukulele jam, but the latency makes it almost impossible.
It's not stopped us before, really.
The main thing is that
on the 31st.
Yeah, the main thing that will stop us
Gordon's.
this time is that I've got a row of mute buttons in front of me, which I didn't have for the last stream.
You must please Alistair, otherwise you are taken off the air. It's like it's like those old talent contests. Well, it's like X Factor. They can vote you off. Alistair can vote you off. So look forward to that. It's like the clapometer, a little bit. Right.
So yes, that's all that's coming up. We've got the big weekend on the 24th. 24th is the sort of the arty day, opening of the Teletext podcast, and the 25th, the Sunday, is the technology day, and they will be closing together with the results of the Blocktober art competition on the 31st of October, Halloween.
Yes.
I'm wondering if we're going to be interrupted by any trick-or-treaters. What do you think, Dan? What's the trick-or-treating scene in Wigan like, even at the best of times?
Well, it's usually quite busy, but I think for this year we'll have to do digital trick and treat. So somebody will just randomly WhatsApp you trick or treat, and you have to send them. You have to send them an emoji back or something.
Well, you might just find at Teletext Towers there is some spooky goings on by then. if I can be organised enough to get the things drawn, and there's enough pages free, but all that permitting there.
Big Hattie asks, what the heck is an emojis? I don't know, I've never heard of it either. Newfangled tech.
Finangled, I like finangled. That's a great word. Peter suggests trick and track and trace.
Hey! We could do app-based stuff, couldn't we? If we knew what we were doing. We could do the TFAX app. Get it for your phone.
Is it a bit political to say we can still do an app even if we don't know what we're doing, just like the real test and trace?
Oh yeah.
I can generate some enormous barcodes if you like, the size of your head.
It's okay. We're safe. We don't go out anyway. We just sit at computers all day.
Yep.
I'm not sure if Alistair can leave his room now. He's boxed in by 3 monitors covering the whole width.
Yeah,
Well,
and his mute buttons.
I've got to stay here to press the buttons.
Yes.
All month.
Trapped in mission control. Somewhere between the broom cupboard and the Phantom of the Opera.
Trapped in the closet. Sorry.
That's okay. I think it might be time to start up the collaborative drawing system.
Oh, are we going to do one?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was the plan.
Yep.
Superb.
And we can dip in and out of it as we please. I apologise now for the sound of clicking keyboards.
Oh, that's
It's
okay.
Alistair will mute me if it gets too much.
It's fine. We love listening to clacky keyboards. I keep saying I'm going to get one of those. In fact, I don't know if anybody out there could do this, but you know the old cherry keyboards they had for making teletext back in the 80s? I want somebody to make one of those, and I'll pay good money if we can hook it up to a modern computer, and I'll pay good money for it.
That's good money in Teletext block party terms, which is 75 pence and 2 Rolos. Have we got 2 Rolos left now?
Yeah, well, they've all been eaten now, sadly. But we still have the foil wrapper that you can fold over exponentially.
Oh, I think, yep, that's T-Fax. And a
Yes,
message
I've
across the bottom.
opened
Right.
the collaborative drawing, MUTTLEE, up, and the link's on screen, and I've also posted it in the Twitch chat. So
Yeah. I should be copying and pasting.
chaos can ensue.
See if I can remember what the...
I'm trying to remember the keys now, yeah.
Yeah, I've
Okay,
accidentally
okay.
closed the window. Instead of entering a code, I accidentally closed the window. Let's see.
Okay.
I've done it again.
On this page. Oh, is it escape to start editing?
Yep.
Yes, indeed it is.
So
Oh,
follow the link, hit escape. Now, if you'll excuse me,
If you'll excuse me.
Cheat sheet.
it's time for the Tony Hart music.
Well, not Tony Hart.
If anybody wants to join in, simply click the link in the description, as has been mentioned, and you can use the QUASZQ keys to enter pixels.
Yeah.
And please do help us. Oh, it's coming along already, this artwork,
Yes.
with the wonderful clicky keyboard in the background. So yes, please do join us for this. I'm gonna put the link in. I'm gonna put the link in the Discord just now.
Yeah, getting a bit Bob Ross here with the spreading out the colours.
Putting some happy blues in there, some warm yellows.
I'm not onto the happy bit yet. This is just got cobs of paint smeared across the top for the sky and stuff.
That's a valid form of teletext art, let me say. There are lots and lots of different ways to make teletext art, and that's certainly one of them. I think somebody is definitely doing a CFAX Holidays picture there, because you've got the cyan sky there, and
Yeah,
the sandy
it's
beach.
not many. I don't think there are many Teletext holidays to Alaska somehow.
What are you doing in Alaska?
Well, I think Bob Ross has more than 8 colours to work with, so I think it makes it a bit easier for him.
Listen to that wonderful music, i.e. the cacophony of the wonderful clicky keyboard. Who's put "Keep It Blocky"? Is Carl here?
That was me.
Oh, okay.
I never know what to put to start a drawing off, so just
Yeah.
put anything and let people wreck it.
I was a bit worried I'd dry up tonight. I've done quite well, but I can't remember the name of the cake now that's got those 3 colours of icing in it. It's really troubling me.
Neapolitan, or is that ice cream?
That's the ice cream.
It's a layer cake of some sort. Have you been watching Great British Bake Off?
No, my mind's just wandering the bakery Isle of Astor at the moment, desperately trying to remember what's on the label.
Well, we can call it a Teletext cake.
That'll do. Now I'm hitting the number pad on instinct.
Oh, somebody's drawing a cherry, I think. That's nice.
Possibly an apple.
Little, yeah, low poly apple of some sort.
I always find myself trying to use the number keys to change the control codes, the colour codes, but of course it's Edit TF style letter colours on this editor.
Yay! Right, okay. Oh dear. Now that's a bit strange.
Oh, what's happened? Is it frozen?
No, I know what I've done. I've not set a foreground colour, silly me.
Oh dear, you're
Right,
getting complicated, are you?
The perils of Teletext art.
Bearing in mind that there's no option to see the control codes on this, so once you've put them somewhere,
Yes.
they're lost forever.
I've been saved by the flashing cursor, revealing my mistake. Great. Let's try a blue. That should start well. Blue graphic. Hey. Right. So if that's in the
CFX
background-
Holidays.
No, that wasn't. So that needs to be yellow graphics.
Is this the official CFX Holidays team then? Has anybody got through to the official CFX Holidays team recently regarding their holidays?
Trouble is, every time somebody wants to get in touch, they're unceremoniously rejected their group request on Facebook.
Yeah.
Fancy that.
I don't know. Yeah.
I blame
know what
the
they're doing.
admins.
Yeah, the swines. Well, by the way,
Okay.
the Teletext Facebook group now has 1,000 members. So thank you, everybody. And if you're not joined, if you haven't joined, please do, because it's a lot of fun. We post anything to do with Teletext in there, stuff in the media, stuff we've been working on, Teletext art, Teletext tech, and it's well worth viewing. But also, please join if you have issues with CFX Holidays and tell us what's been going on. Tell us why.
Causing
your
trouble
cheese
again, Dan.
I think you should just stick to phoning old chat lines. That's
We did try that, didn't we? But we tried that on the blog party.
When you say we, yes.
Yeah, we did it. Well, I did it. Was that live on the... It was, wasn't it? It was live on the stream.
Yes, but they weren't included in your subscription, oddly enough.
Yeah, sadly, the premium rate ones aren't. I'm going to have to pay money
No.
Well, it
to
was
find out what they are.
international as well, wasn't it? Where was it? Where did it say the call terminated?
Calls terminating Guyana.
Guyana.
Oh, I can call abroad on my Skype subscription, but it's the premium rate numbers that I can't get through to, because you have to pay for Skype credit in addition.
Yes, if you do get through, there'll be someone there, somewhat desperate. They've been trapped there, waiting for a call for the past 10, 12 years, and you're the first person to ring.
It's like the Butterfield Holidays Agency.
I'm
But
going
with
to go quiet
CFX.
and hope someone else got that reference.
Sarah says she loves the Bob Ross reference. Well, I wish I could make more of those, but I don't know any more Bob Ross quotes,
Yeah, Bob,
sadly.
if this is a Bob Ross, he's not feeling too well tonight.
Is somebody drawing Sonic the Hedgehog? On the left.
Well, that was going to be a happy little tree on one of the sides, but oh well, let's go, Nick.
Oh no! I hope I haven't influenced this artwork in some way.
You've been a worse influence at times.
All the time.
Okay, let's go. Oh. New movie design, Sonic. Sonic's turning into letters, and I can't work out why. Oh, yes, that's because I'm.
Keep hitting the caps lock button.
Fingers. No,
Right,
I keep misplacing my fingers on the keyboard and hitting.
I'm gonna join in now. I'm gonna join in. I haven't been up to now. I've been refraining from doing so.
Yes, so slight technical note for those joining us for the first time. Please do join in. You won't be defacing anything that we're not already messing up ourselves.
Oh, I'll be defacing things.
Hidden away on the left in the colourful section are some special control codes which so set the foreground colours to cyan, white, yellow, magenta, then red, and then the second space is setting the background colour to blue. Is that the right way round?
Foreground colour.
Anyway, there's two colours and it's I've probably got them mixed up, but
yes, please do join in.
Yeah.
Go on.
So keep out of the left space a bit and don't worry too much if you delete one. It just makes the line explode. It's a bit scary when it happens at first, but we know how to fix it.
Yeah, it's a fun thing that actually teasing people saying, "Oh no, your artwork is completely ruined," but then you enter one button, enter one character code, and it's fixed again.
Yes, I remember Simon's advanced technique at the block party in Wigan.
Oh yeah?
And he was just typing text away in the corner, and with one graphics control code it revealed a picture of Shrek. So.
He's a teletext magician.
I see we've got the phantom missing block again.
Oh yeah.
But the Phantom of the Opera, Phantom missing block is, yeah.
Phantom of the Blockera.
Oh dear,
Right.
This Sonic is not really working at all.
I think it sort of works. It looks like an Amstrad CPC version of Sonic.
Okay. Well, I think it's kind of like a sort of reference point for people who thought the original movie design was bad. It's no, this is a bad Sonic design.
We could do the Teletext version, the Teletext film, Sonic film.
I did do a teletext version of the bad film Sonic. Shortly after everybody lost interest in jokes about the bad film Sonic.
Yeah, that's the trouble these days. Jokes go stale so quickly on Twitter and such places.
Everything's out of date immediately.
Yep, which is why we've settled on Teletext. It's not going to get any staler, so.
So you have to jump on things quickly, because by the next day they're forgotten about.
Yep. So, some of the things burn indelibly into the memory, though. Okay,
What like?
Well, we might have more of those in the After Dark session with adequate forewarning.
Oh, I see.
Okay, this is actually starting to look maybe a bit like Sonic waiting at a bus stop.
He's waiting to go and see the Sonic film. Let's have a look. Big Haddy says, Untitled Goose Game might win. Might work as teletext. I agree. Somebody should do Untitled Goose Game on teletext.
Of course, there's teletext in Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah, there is, isn't there? I forgot about that. Yeah. Are the guys Australian that produced it? Something like that. And they had teletext in Oz, I think.
Right,
The amusing thing is that the... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I'm just going to demonstrate for those who are thinking of joining in. So I was in graphics mode there, so I'm now going to switch to blue text by pressing escape and then pressing the lowercase b. And that's where I open up the palm tree. I'll fix that in a moment, but yes.
Careful.
That's how you switch between graphics and text mode.
It's really
So
simple.
there we go.
There you go, just in case you weren't sure. It is indeed.
Yes.
It's like the furlog. Furloughed hedgehog. What a concept. We should use it and make a TV show about him.
Yep. Watching TV, presumably.
Oh, dear.
Not getting dressed.
Alice is saying the audio's gone funny. How's the audio?
Oh no! Hello, 1, 2.
Sounds fine to us.
Sounds okay at my end, which suggests it's Twitch.
Yep.
Oh, good old Twitch. Thankfully, we weren't talking about anything interesting.
Okay, so apart from the usual suspects, myself, Tan, and Alistair, who's joining in the drawing, then I think it might be time to spam the link in the chat again.
Yeah, the audio is... like that.
It's the Doppler effect. Sonic moving fairly quickly towards so.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm just going to move that text onto one line so there's more space for the beautiful pixel art that's going to appear underneath.
Oh, actually, I am seeing something weird on the meters in OBS. So I don't know what's going on there. The audio going in is doing something very weird. Testing. 1, 2. No, it's doing it. Is it still dropping out now on just on the Still cutting. That's really weird. It's something in OBS then, it must be.
Are we going to restart the stream? I'll restart.
I shall continue to fiddle.
Oh, we have foreground black.
It's magic.
Has that improved? Hooray! I restarted it. Turned it off and on again.
Hooray!
So I don't know what caused it.
Realised I've not had my Discord crash yet. That's good going.
Well, at least we're ironing all these problems out for the actual block party.
Yes. Next problem is being able to draw things that resemble things.
Well, that's always been a problem.
Dan now
You do
sounds
sound
like
a bit-
he's 5 miles away, so I don't know what's happened there.
Yeah. Clearly he's gone to the spirit and he's run away at high speed.
Hello? Is there anybody there?
Getting into the Blocktober spirit, obviously.
Yes.
Is it fixed now?
You've just gone a
Not
bit
really,
muffled, I don't know what. I don't know why.
Hello?
It
That's better.
adds a certain something to the...
Must have been something at your end because it's coming through to me muffled. It's not from me restarting.
Yes, it was at my end. I'd left my headphone mic up. But now it's fixed. We have the Ribena men in the top right. Whoops.
Ah. Oh, good. That gives me an idea. Yes. By the way, if you are contributing to this, you can add text in graphic areas if you type in capitals using the special blast room feature, which sounds suspiciously like blast processing for Mega Drive fans.
Blessed Teletext. Blessed through alphanumerics. Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, and Crosley Bendix. The 4 Teletubbies.
Is that a Mr. Biffo sneaking in there?
It sounds like the replacement Teletubby after they were sacked from the show.
I think that was Bronson or Bronwyn. Did actually make an appearance on Digitizer.
Alright. Probably frightening. There we go. Dracula is there now. In the top left. Suitably Monstobery.
Whoopsie. I've got insert mode on. I didn't mean to do that. It's crashed.
The whole thing has crashed. We've
No,
broken it.
Just me locally.
Big Haddy
collaboration
says...
we've been waiting for.
Oh, but this one. Big Haddy says, nobody remembers the ones that came before, but personally I preferred the Teletext tubbies.
Ah, that's
Hey.
a trick there. And Sarah has perceptively pointed out we've got the Teletubby colours all wrong. Tinky Winky was the, well, blue or magenta. Probably go for blue for the closest match here.
So Blank Reg was the... Blank Reg was the cyan Teletubby. Who was the magenta Teletubby then?
That was Tinky Winky. He was more of a deep purple.
Ah, like the band.
Not actually deep purple.
Peter is taking issue with the use of foreground black, but clearly,
Yeah.
Good.
Clearly it's a continental service.
Continental Circus. There is nothing wrong with Alpha Black. Except everything. Let's see. Here we go.
Well,
So
I
what
do
we
like
should
the
do... Go on.
I do like the alarmed expression on Palm Tree Island.
They're Sonic's rings.
Oh, okay. Just sort of the expression, look out behind you. The Ribena crew are here to take advantage of your momentary distraction and your underemployment. Yeah, I think might tweak the colours a bit. This is where Bob Ross would use a lot more paint. Right, let's go for a bit of cyan here. No.
Big Haddy's saying, imagine if Teletext had a white background by default. I believe that the early experiments by Oracle were black text on a white background.
Right. Well, how come they went with... Sorry.
Well, it was very early experiments before they standardised, before they and the BBC standardised on what the system was going to be. But I'm sure
So
I've seen photos of Oracle test with black text on a white background.
So why did they decide on colours on a black background in the end? Do we know that?
Could be a readability thing. For it being clearer when you think of the low quality of the electronics available at the time.
Yeah. Would it have required more data to be sent if it did have a white background?
Well, I would assume you'd just change the colours around so that they were represented by the values differently. I don't know anything about that early system. All I've seen is a photograph. I mean, it may have been a black and white system, for all I know.
It's kind of hard to imagine teletext with a white background from the start because we've become so used to the black.
You can do interesting things with level 2.5 where you change all the colours for all the pages in a magazine. So you could do a teletext with light coloured backgrounds. Some of the level 2 CFAX tests from the pages from CFAX use light backgrounds for like the news pages and so on. It looks very clean and modern.
Yeah, I guess it would look more like a web page, and if teletext continued on, maybe it would have gone that way. Well, actually no, because BBC Red Button still uses a dark background. It has light colours on a dark background for the text, doesn't it?
Does it is it like that for the articles or just the menus? I mean, it must be 15 years since I last tried to use the red button. It used to crash our set-top box.
Yeah. Yeah. It still uses light colours on a dark background. For the menus, it's got a red background, and for the actual text on the pages, it's got grey.
Okay, I don't think I've quite got the skyline there. So if anyone wants to tweak the colours a bit.
Sonic has been furloughed and he's on his CFAX holiday. Well, let's have a look.
Bit too low resolution to do convincing shark fins as well.
Sayonara.
Just chop a couple of pixels out and just...
Somebody has added some hold graphics somewhere there, I can see. Held graphics. Whether intentional or not, I'm not sure. Sonic the Furlough meets Dracula. Dracula! Well, it looks a little bit like Sonic the Teletubby on his holiday. Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Laa-Laa and Tails.
Keep forgetting to change the text mode.
So Big Haddy asks, have you guys ever watched Squirrel Monkey on YouTube? I don't think we have. Oh.
1 moment, please.
Okay. Well, I haven't heard of them, so maybe you could sort of give us a background. Does he do text stuff? I would guess he might do. Or is it some sort of cartoon that looks possibly a bit like Sonic?
I'm actually getting actual squirrel monkeys at the moment, so...
It's a channel that makes videos in the 80s, 90s style about modern products, says Big Haddy. Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, let's try a channel.
So it would be an 80s style...
Ah, I found a channel. I just thought he was talking about the hedgehog Dracula Teletubby hybrid that's emerging.
Oh yes, spooky indeed. So yes, he might do... Oh, what's happening? So he might do something for... Oh, somebody's listening to that in the background. He might do an iPad advert in the 80s style. Something like that, I'm guessing.
Right. It seems my general desktop audio is being routed through to Discord then. Right. That's
Is it?
By again, if you hear.
Buy Ribenas with Bitcoin.
If you're getting chip tune noises coming through.
Yes, I can hear them, but only very
there we go.
faintly.
Oh, I can't hear anything here. Seems fine.
No, that's strange. Of course, there been Squirrel Monkey's introduction video. This is the best Bob Ross parody ever. Not this drawing, presumably.
Bobby Ross, what a legend. Peter K says, that does look like an angry whale heading for Sonic. It does a bit, doesn't it? Well, I'm going to try and turn it more into a whale. No, I'll add more palm tree detail to try and reduce the confusion.
Sorry, I keep exploding things.
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
New background,
Anyway.
yay.
So what are those things next to Sonic?
That's Robina cartons. It
Oh,
was
it's-
going to be terrible. It was going to be the terrible Sonic games, but...
Oh.
I think
Seems
they
we're both
refactored Robina
editing that at the
cartons.
same time. I think we've got 3 editors at the moment,
Yeah,
which is a world record.
I think we had more than that time at the Wigan block party.
just smoothing out some lines here and there. Just
We had different people from around the world joining in, from different countries, which was fun.
So perhaps if a few more people join in, we can make MUTTLEE fall over. That's always good fun. So please join in. See if we can break something.
Is that the aim of this game? That's what we're doing here, attempting to break MUTTLEE.
Oh, that's a little excitement.
Well, I do like how the artwork is developing, I'll say that.
Oh,
Pardon me.
let's add a. I think the water needs a little bit of texture just to sell the holiday experience. D. No, that's me. Keep missing.
So if Teletext were still around in the UK now, it would be full of Bitcoin ads. I guarantee it. I guarantee.
No, getting a bit more of a tropical paradise feel now with wave effects. Oh crikey, I keep doing that. Foreground blue. Have to shift that wave over a little bit then so I don't break the control code. And, oh, yes, I keep obliterating control codes. Yeah, it's happened again. We just get lost in the drawing and we ignore all the comments.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But the viewing figures do go up because we stopped talking, so it's a bit of a win situation. Right.
Well, Big Heady
I think-
asks... Oh, go on.
Well, I think I've done all I can if someone wants to add a few clouds in the sky. So I'll
Okay.
see what's been going on in Discord and on Twitch.
Please do.
Yeah. And not much in Discord except a rogue Vulcan to say that Red Button still uses dark backgrounds. And
Yep.
yes, so we've had Squirrel Monkey, Big Haddy musing on making music with Teletext by assigning the notes of humming TVs to the colours. The answer is probably yes if you have a badly shielded enough TV. I think
Just
that was
on
actually
that, sorry, on that point, it's something we have discussed, myself and Jason Robertson, how we could make some sort of real-time teletext music generator, but we only talked about it. We didn't get as far as actually doing something about it. Sorry.
Well, the
Go ahead.
precedent was with the ZX81, which didn't have any built-in sound whatsoever. I think they managed to get some interference, television interference going, that you could tune into a radio to hear some tones. So it can be done, but that was quite badly shielded 1981 technology put together by Clive Sinclair in the shed probably. So, and there were home assembly kits. So. Yes, rather lower emissions, radio emission standards then that helped it to work. But yes, it could be done in theory.
In theory. Yeah, I'm sure we'll... Oh, sorry.
Well, I can hear the sound of my USB flash drive with a badly shielded front panel audio connector. And I think Alistair can do his impression of the sound the mouse makes on a badly shielded built-in audio codec.
Can I?
Yeah, you might as well. It's
the sort of noises every time you...
Bit like the incoming mobile telephone 2G call.
Bip de bip bip de bip bip de bip.
Every time you move the mouse.
Oh, sounds wonderful.
I think I said during the last Block Party stream, there was a way of sending sound over teletext that they used in the early 90s. But unfortunately we don't have any technical information on how the audio codec worked. So we've got lots of the data from teletext recoveries, but we've no way of decoding it, unfortunately.
Oh. Well, maybe in the future we'll find something.
Is there a phantom code thing on MUTTLEE? I'm just trying to add a few more teeth to the island, but I can't draw.
Just trying to add a few more teeth to the island, as you do.
Yeah, I've got one tooth thing, but below the second ring, there isn't a code in there because it would have overwritten by now. But I cannot draw any graphics. Dracula Island only has one tooth. It looks a bit ridiculous for that.
It's just the right hand side, the last column, you can't put anything in.
Oh, that's... No, it's the last three spaces.
Oh, it's okay here.
Can anyone else add some teeth to the island?
Yeah, I have done. Does
Okay.
this suggest we've got out of sync and everything's going to go horribly wrong again?
How's it looking on Twitch? Oh yes.
It's fine
No,
on...
it's just my... That's fine, it's just mine that's crashed though.
Yeah, it's not showing on a refreshed MUTTLEE.
Okay.
It's the same, so it's something's gone wrong there with MUTTLEE.
Oh no! Is the stuff that we're adding now gonna be saved then?
No, I think it's
alright as long as you don't refresh, basically.
sort of a Z-grade curse. It's the moment where Alistair reveals he's the only one who can see the second tooth on Dracula Island, which means he's been dead all along, or something like that.
Oh yeah. What a pity.
Yeah.
Oh no. I messed it up.
Okay. Just going to go for a little more authentic colour in here. Yes, now you know exactly who it is.
There you go. Yes, it's really starting to take shape now, this artwork.
Yeah, yes, with my commitment to quality, I'm now going to actually move the rotors away from his head and more towards the tail.
I can't believe my terrible keep it blocky's been kept throughout all this time.
It's not terrible.
Just something I put there because I didn't know what to do.
It's alright. It's not that bad. Yeah. I like the whale with the palm tree on its back. Okay, so at the bottom we've now got Business Sega, Heather, Official, and Yachting. What's Heather? What could that be?
Oh, Lloyd Bridges' Tales, that's an interesting prospect. Yes.
Does Peter want to join? Peter's in the voice channel
Yeah.
in Disco. I've only just noticed that, sorry.
Oh, he's got his microphone on mute. Don't want to cross the streams again this year.
Oh, don't worry. Crossing the streams is something that we must do. Whoops.
Okay. Yes, I think now it's quite clear that's Tails up there, so I think we can take away the explanatory notes. So. A little more room to draw if anyone's got any ideas to fill in the space.
Or why can't it be Tails?
Oh, it is Tails now. Got the colouring right. That's what it was missing. Foreground. That's why. I was drawing magenta on magenta and not much was happening, as you might expect.
Ali says, The Island of Dr. Robotnik, starring Val Kilmer as Sonic the Hedgehog and Marlon Brando as Ivan Robotnik. Peter can't jump on because he says, his dinner is here, curry goat. So sadly we've only just noticed that he's in chat when he's having his tea. I mean dinner. I mean whatever you want to call it. Supper. It's supper time now, isn't it? Officially.
I think so.
I don't know. Depends what part of the country you're in. What you call it. I call it breakfast personally.
Yeah. Is it possible to have alternate flashing on Teletext, or is there one flash rate?
At level 1 there's only the flash you've got there. Level 2.5 you can do all sorts of crazy things.
Well, I think the picture's almost too beautiful to modify further.
Oh, there's always something that
Shall
can
I
be done.
grab a copy of that for Chunkytext?
Yeah, because it would be a good idea to show people just how easy it is to upload their work to Chunkytext and fill in the description field as well.
Why does it say my in the header? My, keep it scarily. Blocky.
Right, in that case I'll flick over to my editor screen and I've clicked the grab button here on MUTTLEE and there's a button here. You can open it in the teletext editor. So there we go. There's a copy of it saved for posterity, and if I copy all of the...
Yes, but did you fill in the description field?
I've not got to that stage yet. I'll copy all of the URL, and then I'll load up the block party server. So I'll come to the...
Oh no, the palm tree was messed up.
Was it?
Yeah. Let's have another look at it. Yeah, the palm tree's messed up, sadly.
Oh, that's because it's level 2. There you go.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So if I go to the block party editing server, and I'll paste the URL in. There we go, we've got a copy of that, and as David is very adamantly insisting, we need to put a description in, so we'll put launch stream MUTTLEE.
Collected mistake.
And click save this page, and it should upload it and give us a page number. So there we are, it's put it on page 225, and if we go back to the viewer and I interact with that, we should be able to call up page 225, and there it is, uploaded onto the Chunkytext system. So
Yes, and you can even edit your pages in the editor there, and it's got the control keys by the side, which is quite handy if you want to draw anything. You need to know what the keys do.
I like how the text at the bottom has changed since the last time I looked. It now says, "I miss Tales and I am nude and for rent." And also
Well,
hamstrad as well.
It's
after dark.
restrain
Again.
ourselves until the last 3 minutes. So
Big
yes, well,
Oh,
looks
go on.
like you might be carrying on after 8, but on the off chance that someone's still tuned in and wonders what on earth's going on here, yes, so join us again for our big weekend on the 24th of October, and don't forget to send your artwork into Chunkytext. And I'm just going to briefly plug that Cheap Show are doing their 200th live edition next Friday at 8 PM, featuring Mr. Biffo, apparently.
Excellent.
So one for all Teletext fans there, and rudeness in general, and noodles and things.
And noodles, did you say?
Yeah, I think they do a lot of noodles and crisps.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
It's their economy thing. Cheap snack foods.
Well, sounds delicious, if you ask me. I'm just glad you didn't say nuding and not noodling. And yeah.
Yeah, we're saving that for the evening on the 24th. So. When all the well-behaved people have gone to bed.
Oh, well, I look forward to that very much.
And now we're just going to stare at the BBC One logo for a couple of hours.
I was hoping
What?
somebody would think of a way to wrap up the stream, really.
Okay.
If you play the test tone, then we can do the close down thing.
We can do the national anthem.
I think at the
I mean, if I switch to Dan's scene that I've got ready for him, we've just got a test card.
Oh,
okay.
hey.
You just have to ignore Dan's little icons there.
Yeah. I'm still
So
a
with-
minute behind on the stream, so
Dan, this is where your the stuff that you do on the stream will appear when you eventually
Okay.
get round to doing a test with me, and so that you can send stuff into the stream.
Okay, we'll have to do
He
that.
said pointedly.
Nathan
well, I
Dane,
think
thanks for joining us tonight. Go on.
Yes, thank you, everyone. I think we're just down to the hardcore viewers left now. So, has anyone got any questions, anything to chip in with? Any closing comments?
Yes. Can I get a refund on my Teletext holiday? I guess not.
Free
Not from me.
Dracula Island substitute holiday.
Yeah, we'll go to Ribena. Dracula Island, yes. And have lots of
Dracula
Ribena
Island.
and bitcoins.
It's not blood, it's just Ribena.
Exactly, yeah.
Yep.
Tomato juice. Okay, so does
Yeah,
anybody
that's
else have anything to say in closing?
Well, we've got a good night from Sarah, and a good night from Chipfork as well. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you to everybody that's been watching tonight.
Yes, it's kind of disappointing we've had no big technical failures.
Thanks very much.
Oh, don't worry, we're saving that up until the block party itself.
Yeah.
Do all go and have a
Monstober.
go on the editor on the Block Party server. The more pages that are uploaded for us to look at, the less we've got to talk rubbish to fill time. So get in and add as much artwork or general nonsense as you feel like. There's plenty of page numbers to go at.
Yes, please do that. And if we run out of page numbers, we can go into the 900s, 901.
Ignore
We've hacked
him, he's
Teletext.
talking rubbish again.
We've hacked Teletext, so we can have
Illegal
001.
teletext. Banned.
We're just
Not
doing
allowed.
an extra channel.
Oh, heck.
Chunkytext
Setting
on
up in
BBC One,
Chunkytext
BBC
2,
Two.
you think? Chunkytext plus 1.
It's an hour behind all the time. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Well,
And the hexadecimal numbers. So. Well, I'll leave it to Alistair at Mission Control to decide when Twitch cuts off.
Yeah, well, I'll just press this big stop button here then. Night
press the
all.
red button.